Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome, guys, to part 2 of our Butcher Baker episode. For another week, here we are, Meg.
We are. We're still here.
We're still here. We're still here, recording 2 episodes in one day. So, by the magic of podcasting, this is actually being played a week later.
It is. It's not my birthday anymore, but it is my birthday.
How does that work? No, I'm joking. I kind of know how this all works.
One of us better.
Yeah, right. So you've had your birthday by the time it comes to this. Tell us how we know you're about to celebrate, but what are you doing for your birthday?
Nothing major this year. Keeping it low key. You know, celebrated my 40th last year. We went away for the weekend. So no, low key that one this year. So just hanging out with family tomorrow afternoon. We're just going around to Mum's place and having dinner and stuff all together.
Oh, that's nice.
It'll be nice. We're going to go out, but then because it's Mother's Day this weekend too.
Oh,
so
crazy!
It's just we actually all decided we just really wanted just quiet at home this year for that sort of stuff. So for many reasons, so we're just going to do that tomorrow afternoon after sports and shit. So yay!
I
mean, I'm tonight meant to be going to footy training, which bummer, my kids are sick. And
when you told me that, I was like, silver lining. I mean, no one wants their kids to be sick, obviously, but far out. The silver lining of that is you don't have to go and stand out in the freezing cold, and I think it's going to be wet.
Rain,
tonight.
I had already flagged it with my son last night, saying like, if it's raining tomorrow night, if it's not raining, I don't mind so much.
Yeah.
So if it's raining, I think we might can it because they're also missing footy but not playing on the weekend for other reasons. But I was like, I think I can skip this one. And it's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
So I sort of tried to bribe him like we're going to do this anyway. But I said, because if we don't go, maybe we'll go out for dinner and
have
get a bit of takeaway or something. Get something, go. Maybe we'll go eat in somewhere. Nothing too fancy because my kids.
Just anywhere with chips.
Might see if I can find something on the menu. I thought we'll make it maybe do something like that tonight. Just us 3. That'd be nice.
That sounds lovely.
The boys they'll treat me nice tonight. So
I'm sure they will.
They do.
Have they given you a present?
No, not yet. No, tonight.
Okay,
that's kind of because my tattoo was my present from them for my birthday. So we have already done that. So
that's true.
But they've also got some other things. So you'll have some gold tonight that I'll be able to text you with. So.
I actually can't wait. I friggin' love that shit. I love it when kids think of things on their own. I just love what they come up with.
And combined with who they go with to shop for things, it'll go well. It'll be gold.
Excellent. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely spoke about in last week's episode that we went away to Halls Gap on the weekend, right? And did this hike. And coming down, I'm like, oh my God, my knees are crunchy.
Oh, mine are crunchy every day.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a bloody
I'm like, and I just bloody hate it. It's just such an uncomfortable, awful, weird feeling.
Yeah.
So I started looking into like, what can I do? Anyway, a few treatment options came up and I'm going to give a couple of different bits and pieces a go. Well, one of my work colleagues also suggested the turmeric.
Yeah.
Okay, I might give it a go.
It's fantastic. I'd swear by it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes a while to kick in. You got to be on it.
Consistent.
Like it's consistent.
I think from everything I've read, no matter what supplement you take, consistency is the key.
Yeah.
Taking it every single day.
Yeah.
So you know how the algorithm, it reads everything. So
listens to everything you say.
Listens to everything. So exactly. So I'm on the socials a few days later, and an article came up. And it was specifically, the headline of it was something along the lines of, for your perimenopausal crunchy knees. And
it's AIing even like
I know. It was like it's AIing the perfect title just for
to
me.
grab you in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's like scientists have now actually discovered the ability to block this certain protein that leads to accelerated cartilage loss due to fluctuating hormones in perimenopausal and menopausal women.
Right.
And there have been some very early studies, so we can't get too excited yet because it's probably a few years away. But it looks like there may be something you can take that'll block the thing that's causing our cartilage to break down and the crunchy knees to start. So imagine that.
That'd be amazing. But I need to rewind time though. It's already done. There's no cartilage left probably.
Yeah, we need to be able to rebuild the cartilage. Actually, maybe that's
you can't, can you, at the moment? Like, I mean, at the moment.
I've actually written it down here. It has even shown to help regenerate lost cartilage.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Okay, so it can reverse time basically. Yay.
Maybe. I don't look. This was on social media, so take it with a grain of salt.
Can I be a guinea pig for it?
Yeah, please.
I'll take it.
I'll be in the study. Please, please, please.
Oh God, yeah, I'd give anything to not have my crunchy fucking knees.
I know. It's such a horrible feeling.
It is. It's gross.
Like a grating
and
feeling.
it's like worse. And I swear to God, it's a bit weather, like related. Because I find at the moment it's worse, and it's like over summer it's not so bad, and at the moment it's really bad. And like you get that cold
everything's
weather.
kind of like tightening up and creaking a bit more in the old weather.
Awful. Oh, here comes the rain here anyway.
Comes the rain again. If you can hear it in the background, it's actually pretty heavy.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
The weather's all over the show, but no football for me, so I'm happy. You can rain all you want.
That's really mean because I have to go.
Yeah.
And I can't have a wine until I get home because Peter's out tonight.
I was about to say, just send Peter.
Yeah, well, normally I do.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid.
Oh, I know. This one,
Jesus.
normally I'm down there on my own.
Yeah. Dad goes.
Yeah.
That's a good dad job because
Absolutely.
he normally does work from home on a Friday. But
The one night where I would do the whole you go and I'll stay home and cook dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Totally worth it. Yeah. Oh, God.
Not tonight.
We need to talk about something, though. You messaged me during the week. Someone messaged us on the socials, I think, asking us about whether or not we had watched a particular documentary.
Oh, yeah. God, I didn't know where you were going there.
I could see that on your face. And I'm like, I'm going to spring this on her.
Normally it's the other way around.
Nah, this is great. So someone had messaged us saying, had we seen the documentary Should I Marry a Murderer? And you said to me, if you get time this week, jump on and check it out. And I did that very night. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm down for this.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, it was hilarious that I got set up and putting it on. Well, first of all, I got shamed by my bloody Fire Stick. I messaged you about. I don't know what its problem was because you've got the blue button and you talk into it, and I use that all the time when I'm looking for docos and that sort of thing because I don't necessarily know which app it's on.
What to search for or whatever, yeah.
So, this week I did the whole Robert Hansen, sort of thing, and just see if there's any docos or because it pulls up YouTube things, whatever. So, I did the whole Should I Marry a Murderer into my remote, and bitch comes back to me and goes, I don't think I'm in a place to offer you information on that.
Rude.
I think you should be telling me no.
No. Probably not a great idea.
No. But then following that, I started watching very briefly, and next thing I thought my kids were done and asleep in bed, but no, they weren't. And one comes toddling down the stairs, and Mace comes in. So I paused, and because I've got cheap-ass Netflix, it comes up with an ad on the screen, and the show that you're watching, sort of just a cut of it said, Should I Marry a Murderer? And Mace comes down and literally reads that off the screen, and before he says anything else to me, he just looks at it and he goes, I'm tipping no. And then he says to me, actually, if I was you, maybe if he was handsome. Thanks for having me back, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Stel. It's not all about looks all the time, but thanks.
Oh, that's classic.
Oh, the things that come out of their mouths sometimes. Like, where did that come from?
I don't know. So out of nowhere.
I love it.
So good.
All right, let's have a chat. What did you think, first of all? So it's a three-parter.
They're three-parter.
parter.
Easy to watch.
Very easy watching.
Yep. I mean, although the accent at times, they're Scottish, so but I love a Scottish accent.
Love the accent.
Yes, the main woman in it, whose voice you hear most of it, she's quite easy to understand really most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh my God, holy shit.
Holy shit.
Oh, I'd never heard this story before, like of this at all. Had you ever?
No,
Nah,
I had no idea.
Nah.
Absolutely no idea. So should we give it some, okay, spoiler alert. If you don't want to know anything, because we're going to go watch the doco, skip ahead a minute or two because if you don't want to hear any spoilers.
But clearly, like, I mean, even from the title, you know a few things. You can make some assumptions here that someone murdered someone.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't want to go and then watch the 3-hour commitment of watching this, basically she's an incredibly intelligent woman. She's a medical pathologist.
Yeah. At the time she's a student. She's coming to the end of her
I think she
studies.
was in her residency maybe.
Yeah.
And she was pursuing a path of pathology, forensic pathology specifically. So she was doing autopsies and you know, a lot of postmortems for various reasons on different people. And so you need to be a medical doctor to be able to do that and then specialise in pathology. So very well educated.
Absolutely.
She has a photographic memory and I was like, that says a lot. That says a lot.
Yeah.
So she coming to the end of her studies, and I think by the sounds of it, she'd been a little bit unlucky in love. There'd been a relationship that ended really badly.
Very long-term relationship that had clearly not been a bit toxic.
Yeah, by the sounds.
And which, I mean, as it happens, you don't really realise how toxic it is until you're out of it. I think she'd, by the end of it, realised that where she thought that relationship was going, which was marriage and all those things, this guy had really sort of done her over a bit and kind of, you know, like been a bit of a dick. So, and yeah, toxic is probably the way to put it. Yeah.
So she gave it a little bit of time, but then she's back out on the apps
Tinder or whatever, and
swiped across this farmer.
Yeah.
And matched, and I think it was on Hinge maybe. They matched and they set up a date, and anyway, they hit it off. I think, how far did she have to drive to see him? It was hours.
It was a good hour or more, plus kind of stuff. It was like, a good couple of hours maybe.
Yeah. And so that meant that I think that would have accelerated the relationship quickly because you would have had to have almost done overnight stays and stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been worth doing short little trips and stuff.
No,
anyway,
you're not going out and just going for coffee kind of thing and going, he was kind of nice. You're going and spending the day with him at least kind of thing on the farm at that first visit even.
Yeah, and things are going all right for them and things are progressing. He has a twin brother, an identical twin brother, and they are, two peas in a pod really. And anyway, what we find out eventually is that, basically essentially the two brothers are working together, doing all this stuff together. They spend the bulk of their time together.
Yeah.
They were coming home from a pub, I think, one night, had a few drinks. They hit a cyclist, and we find out over the course of the documentary that he didn't even die immediately. They did nothing about it. They then went and got a tractor, dug a shallow grave and buried him.
Yeah.
And then this man's a missing person and no one knows what happened to him. It was in the middle of the night. He'd been coming home from like a...
No, he was on a charity bike ride. He was a cancer survivor and he was doing a charity bike ride.
Just to add insult to injury.
Riding across Scotland. Yeah, doing that. And so, which, I mean... Not to victim blame at all, but the publican, even where he'd had dinner that night, he'd come in quite late to there, and the publican had sort of said to him, mate, can I get you a room for the night? Because they'd got talking, knowing what he was doing, and saying, can I get a room for you for the night? Because you don't want to go back out on the road riding at this time. Like, there's no street lights out here. Like, it's dark as. And the guy had kind of gone, no, I'm on my path. I'm doing my thing. Which, I mean, so dangerous what he, to go out on that road doesn't mean you deserve what happened.
Oh, God, no. But then also, you know what, though? Also, you could then come at the fact that he was accidentally hit, but it's what they did after and the fact that they'd been drinking too, so they were drink driving. Yeah. But then he wasn't dead and they... Oh, anyway. So the main... the girlfriend, she then, they tell her about this. And
well,
they
he proposes to her first.
Oh, yeah.
And then, which is all quick, and everyone's a bit like, "What? This is all moving
Within
way too
6
fast."
months
Like
of knowing each
less,
other.
I think it was. Like it was less. It wouldn't even be 3 months.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was like real quick. So the friends and family are kind of like, "Well, we haven't even met this guy, and you're getting married," but they sort of announce this engagement, and
Well,
then his
doesn't
next
he
thing,
announce it without telling her?
Yeah, he put it on Facebook.
On
or
Facebook
something.
without telling her, and she wanted to tell other people.
Yeah, I think she told her parents, but and then the next thing it's already up on social media. Yeah, so it was very public then, all very quickly. But then he pretty much in like I feel like it was in like the same day even that he proposed to her and done all, and this has all occurred. He then discloses that, oh, by the way, I might have killed someone, or I did kill someone.
Yeah.
And that you're the only person in the world that I trust to have this information. And so she's kind of like, whoa, because she fell in love very quickly. She's like, holy shit, this life that will just literally flash before my eyes of like what we were going to have, and now I've got this in my lap. What the hell do I do with this information?
Now, can you put yourself in her shoes?
Oh,
fucking hell!
yeah.
Because
Oh.
I think that's why he announced it on the social so early, to really lock it in. I think he put her in such a shit. I mean, obviously he put her in a shit position by telling her.
Yeah.
But also for the fact that he then went and announced it to the world essentially, and you kind of almost, that would add a layer of, oh, I can't really go back on this now, wouldn't it?
Which is what she found herself in, of like, well, God, holy crap, I guess you've got all your friends and family telling you you've done the wrong thing by saying yes to this, like getting married so quick, like getting, proposed to so quickly, and to be going already defending him. And now you've got this, and then you're supposed to now you turn around and go, oh, no, that was off real quick. I don't know. I can imagine you thinking, oh, no, now I'm going to sound really stupid. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. All right. So tell me your thoughts.
Oh, man, so many thoughts.
So many.
Because she does some unusual things as this progresses through, like, but I can actually come at her unusual behaviours.
Yes,
because
and no.
she's not supported enough.
Oh,
through
by the
this,
police.
by the police.
100%.
That's
no.
where I go back to, and then psychologically, I can understand on a level why she did what she did. Certain things.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Some of the things she did, I'm like, oh no, mate.
But but again, I'm not in her shoes to know what I'd do, and I guess you'd kind of get wrapped up in it. Fucking shits me, the police. So she goes to them and she says to them what her information is.
So she's done the right thing.
She's done the right thing, absolutely. But at that point, the police never treated her like as if she was in a slightly vulnerable position here. She said to them, we've been dating, yes, only for a short time, but we have, we're in this position where we're actually fiancé now. Like, we're not even just, I've been
Not
dating a
all
guy for a few
fianced.
weeks.
Yeah.
Like, they're locked into each other, and they haven't gone, oh, we might need to look out for you here and protect you in some way. Or, I don't even know, utilise you to get more information out of him. Like, they could have used her in that scenario rather than going, okay, thanks for information, leave it with us and we'll deal with him.
We'll investigate.
And they've pulled him in and like arrested him and his brother and, and then questioned them and then released them because they didn't have enough information. But there's still they're not releasing them because they don't think that this has happened. They're releasing them because they're like, we need to investigate further.
And they needed to find a body.
They didn't have the body yet.
Yep.
So they've released him. And so she's then left out in the world kind of going, he doesn't know that I'm the one, or does he know that I'm the one?
Yeah.
Because I'm the only person he's told. Mm-hmm. So then he calls her going, holy shit, I've just been released. Like, this just happened. And she's, I don't know what I'd do in that scenario, whether I would go with it and go,
when I was watching it, I actually bristled when that happened. Yep. I was like, oh no. Then when I actually thought about it and put myself in her shoes, I think I would have done exactly the same thing because I wouldn't have wanted to confront him.
No, I'd be like, okay, like he doesn't know it's me. He's thinking it's not me.
So I'm going to go along with that.
It. Like, oh shit, man.
Who would know? Yeah, you're right. How awful.
Absolutely. And because I know I'm in a position now where he's open to me and talking, I could find out more information.
Oh, see, that's where
She could find where the body was because he'd already talked to her about, like, moving the body.
Yes.
So she already had an in to, like, if she had, the way she went about it, I
was the wrong thing.
Was the wrong thing because, oh, fuck, that's scary.
Yeah.
But if the cops had used her and protected her to do it, it could have been done so well and
I just
really
feel like there was such a I can't actually quite put my finger on her.
Yeah.
And
I think she was in a fragile psychological state from the end of her last relationship.
and hadn't healed from that. I agree with that.
And then this motherfucker's done a
Fucked
fair
her
number on her because
as
he's
well.
love bombed to the nth degree. So I think she was just in a really bad way
she was in a
psychologically.
but I still so okay, so what she's done is she's taken it upon herself then to, if he started talking about things to do with the murder, or if she was going down a pathway of asking him questions, she would start recording it.
Yeah.
She was trying to find out information that she could then feed to the police. They hadn't asked her to do that, as you said, which was a missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
But in them not engaging her, they also then provided no protection for her. So she was putting herself into such a fucking vulnerable situation.
Yeah.
And I get at the core of it, she was trying to do the right thing,
Yeah.
but she also was involving herself more. And so I'm like, it's such a double-edged sword. And I really, like, I was so frustrated watching it at some points because I'm like, walk the fuck away.
I mean, look, in hindsight, you know, kind of stuff, she should have and could have said to him, look, I don't know if I can do this. I know it wasn't me that went to the cops, but I feel like because I do know, I now feel like I'm in a position where I can be pulled into this, and I'm not going to say anything to the police, but I want to walk away from this and I just don't want to be around you.
I wonder what would have happened then,
I know.
she, like, you know, that's the other thing. Like, that would have potentially put her in a really vulnerable position
She
as
didn't
well.
know how violent he was. She didn't know what his demeanor would be around
And
it.
then the other thing is, like, because of for her, I can certainly see in the course of the documentary, I can certainly see that she was becoming more and more reliant on drugs and alcohol to cope with the situation.
Yeah.
And he and his brother were also partaking in that.
They were like
already
that prior.
That's right. So how did that affect them as well? And the fact that their drug use was escalating. And well, I assume theirs was as well.
Probably under stress.
Under stress as well. And the amount of alcohol that was being consumed on top of all that. Yeah. That would have changed the volatility of the situation as well. So, yeah, I guess there's a lot of nuance in the interpretation of it from her perspective. But there's still something about it that just makes me go, I just wish you had have fucking walked away.
I just don't. I think she really just
felt that she couldn't. Yeah.
And the cops she went to the cops and asked them for support, and their response to her, and I'll back her on this, that's what cops do and that's what court systems do. She was told she can't talk to anyone, not even a psychologist. And the thing is with that is that then the psychologist notes get subpoenaed. And so it's all this vicious thing of when there's an incident of sorts of then keeping information clean, I guess, in that what they didn't want to have happen is have her be a witness, right?
Yeah.
But have a psychologist whose notes the defense can subpoena, and then those psychologist notes come out that, yeah, she's in a bad way. Why wouldn't she be? Totally, should be. Right. But then that can then mean that her witness statements become questionable and therefore not usable in court as well as they wanted them to be. So this is this vicious cycle of you need to protect witnesses, but by them doing that, a psychologist's notes could fuck their case, which is such bullshit.
Yeah.
Because people need to be able to talk to someone openly and have that support.
Yeah.
But she wasn't allowed access to it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so, like, I just found myself, when I was watching it, I was just, like, so frustrated by the whole thing. And I was like, fuck. It was really getting to me.
I could come at I understood where she was coming from.
Yeah.
But also, going, oh, my God, no,
don't do that. And then I felt for her mum and dad.
Oh, God,
They were so impacted by this. When her dad got really upset, I was like, I've had a couple of interruptions to this episode, guys. Not that you'll probably see them because of Meg's extraordinary editing abilities, but
you'll see that Emma's banner keeps getting moved, though.
My RoboVac is...
I can't fix that in editing.
My RoboVac is really trying to get in here.
Really wants to vacuum this area.
Really.
I'm sorry, mate.
Sorry, but you actually can't get in here. So it's just constantly knocking at the door. Anyway, I think it's gone now. I think it's got the hint and
No,
has gone.
not here.
Okay.
But yeah, go check it out. It's a good
I
documentary.
want to know what
Netflix,
everyone
isn't it?
Netflix.
Yeah.
I want to know what everyone thinks because it's really fascinating story. Honestly,
Yeah, really interesting.
So thank you for the reco. Whoever recommended that, I
can't
actually
remember
didn't
who it
write
was
down
now.
who it was.
I know,
Sorry,
but thank you.
Thank you. All right, shout outs for today.
Oh, God, bring them.
We have so many new Patreons. So a massive, massive thank you to Tanya Martin, Julia Foster, Morgan Clark Dolman, Shelley C., Alison Riddle, Peter Lynch, and Katie. So thank you, everybody, for joining. You have no idea how much this means to us. Like, we are...
Every time it's pinging, we're
we're just...
God.
It's amazing. It's absolutely not lost on us. So thank you very, very much. We have had coffees bought, wines, let's be honest, because, it's Meg's birthday month. So...
Meg's birthday year, let's be honest.
And we've had coffees bought for us by Wendy Franklin, who she said she didn't want to play favourites, so she wrote Meg and Emma, Emma and Meg. So it was a very, very cute message that she sent along, and from Helen Bryson as well. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Now, the other shout out I just wanted to give was to... well, actually two of our followers who have their own Instagrams that I just love watching. So The Garden at Jason Manor.
Yes.
Now, she is phenomenal and she often likes and comments and really supports us on the socials. She said she loves our banter. She's been a really long time supporter and she found us through one of her other friends who I also absolutely love following, A Country Mum. So she's at awesome. A Country Mum on Instagram. She's fantastic. I love watching her videos. She's so entertaining. She's fantastic. So please follow them both on Instagram. They are fantastic. So the first one is at The Garden at Jason Manor and the second is at A Country Mum. Their content is top notch.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Brilliant.
So thank you, ladies.
And again, with this month, we've got our merch giveaway. So if you are keen to come and join us over at Patreon, $5 a month gets you into our draw for a merch pack this month. So you've got to enter, join up with Patreon before the 4th of June. What month are we? June. We're in May, but by the 4th of June. Join up with that and you get our bonus episodes over there, crime adjacent. And we also, you get free, ad-free episodes and a shout out here on our main feed. So come and join the Patreon and might win a merch pack.
Woohoo. Good luck to everybody who has joined so far.
Yeah, you might get one of these hoodies like what I'm wearing here. Stay curious.
Or an absolute piece of shit.
Oh,
we actually got
over here.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you can get a coffee mug if you want.
Absolute piece of shit.
We'll let that in. Why not? All right, so let's get on with today's episode. We are now doing part 2 of the Butcher Baker of Alaska episode. And we kind of left things last week. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, please go and do that before listening to this because there's a lot of context that
so much
you need to know and that we'll probably be referencing when we discuss today's episode, as things go along. But basically we left off last episode and Meg had mentioned the finding of the remains of Eklutna Annie. These were discovered next to a power line in a wooded area, which was a mile south of South Eklutna Lake Road. And to this day, she has never been identified. Mm-hmm. Her remains were found on the 21st of July in 1980. And in the progress of all of these crimes, she probably falls somewhere definitely by the state of her remains. Unfortunately, when she was found, her body this is horrific, but her body had been largely consumed by wildlife. So it was really difficult to establish a cause of death, although there were confessions that were made when her body was found and when the perpetrator, who we know now to be Robert Hansen, when he sort of confessed to her murder, he said that he stabbed her in the back. So he had gone and looked for her. So he started with this, I'm going to call it an MO. Like he had a pattern of what he would do. Yeah. He would go out and seek sex workers out on the street. He would offer them money to come into his car to either for oral sex or penetrative sex. He would then go through with that, not pay them, essentially abduct them. And in a lot of ways, his behavior certainly escalated to the point where, so I think, you know, in some instances he would, we'll talk specifically about each victim, but it escalated to the fact where he really did start to essentially hunt these women like they were prey.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me think like a stabbing in the back is very much that. Like she was trying to get away. It was like a prey trying to get away. He stabbed her in the back, which he fully admits to doing. He said that she was just a topless dancer or maybe a prostitute. And, you know, it's really, really sad to think that to this day she's never been identified. You mentioned in our previous episode that there was a list of missing women at the time and her appearance didn't really fit anyone who'd been officially reported missing.
Yeah.
The state troopers of Alaska did seem to think that upon investigation she may have come to Alaska via California, but they don't know where she was originally from.
No.
And no one ever has claimed her, or
they're still trying to identify her through like DNA and
the
things like that,
and genealogy,
doing all those things
and stuff.
Yeah. So, but yeah, unfortunately at this stage, hasn't been identified, which is really sad.
It's
but
so sad.
Robert Hansen would also, as well as what you're saying, like you know, engage the sex workers in like an act, but he would also tell them he would do a photo shoot with them, and he would like compliment them that, you know, he wanted to do a photo shoot, and that would sort of set them up for like almost like a date, like a escort kind of arrangement. But at the same time as it like sort of alluding to that they could do modelling and things. So that was another one of his MOs to use as well.
Oh,
just really fucked up.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
There
were plenty of women who said that they had been approached by him, but with that exact proposition, who found him weird and went, "Oh no, I'm not interested in that." But then there was plenty of girls who did sort of go, "Oh, that could get me from doing like, you know, the sex work that you know that okay, well yeah, modelling would be much more my thing that I would like to do. It sounds far nicer." So it was a good pull for them to sort of get involved in, but that's not really where he had expertise.
No. So we know we spoke about last episode about the attack on the housewife and the rape of the sex worker, which happened in the early 1970s. Now, it was in the mid-70s, so between 1975 and 1977, that these escalations started to occur and there were more bodies being found. In a lot of the times, the bodies were found in the wilderness in Anchorage, and they included, like, they were dying from, a lot of the times, gunshot wounds to their back, and often it was their skeletal remains that were being found. So they'd been out in the wilderness, probably attacked by animals, and, you know, found in just, you know, in a horrific way. It's just absolutely horrible.
There's one particular body found where a gunshot, she died from a bullet through the heart, one single bullet, but she was obviously naked when that occurred and then been redressed.
Yes.
When they found her body. So because there was no evidence of that bullet going through her clothing at all. So, yeah.
Oh, it's just absolutely horrific.
So those bodies were being found, but no connection between the two of, like, but between any of them was being made. So they were very singular events to the police.
That's it.
Other than Maxwell Farrell, I should mention, back from our other episode where we spoke about how she was already suggesting that maybe we had a serial killer.
That was in the like 74, 75. She was doing that, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And this was before like his main. I just think if they had fucking listened to her, how many people would have been saved?
Well, even to this first one, we could have saved someone too.
Well, yeah. So the first murder is believed to be that of 18-year-old. She was 18 years of age, Celia Van Zanten. She was kidnapped on the 22nd of December in 1971, and she actually froze to death in the wilderness after escaping from him. So he abducted her, he took her into the wilderness, and she was able to escape. She was able to get away from him.
Yes.
And she almost made it out. I think she was something like, it was not very far. It was maybe several miles from a road or something where her body was found.
Yeah.
But she ended up dying. She froze to death overnight. She succumbed to the elements.
Yeah.
While she was trying to flee him.
He doesn't admit to her death though.
No.
So there's assumptions that he was the culprit.
So I guess it's probably worth noting there are many deaths that he hasn't confessed to.
Yeah.
There are ones that he did confess to.
Yeah.
And then there are the ones that he was actually charged for.
Yeah.
But we'll get to all that.
Those. Yeah.
So yeah, he basically though, when he kidnapped her, he did stab her. He was trying to carve something into her chest. He just did some absolutely horrific things to this poor young girl.
Yeah.
And yeah, I what a horrible way to die.
Oh God, yeah. Oh,
she
all
would
these
have been
poor
terrified.
girls.
All of them are horrible.
Yeah. But should we start at sort of the beginning of the end for him?
Okay,
and
let's do
jump in
that.
with
Let's do
a
that.
girl by the name of Cindy Paulson.
Oh my God, I've deep dived her.
Yeah.
Oh, this one gets me. Go.
Oh God, yeah. So Cindy Paulson on June 13, 1983, she was 17 years old. She was a teen runaway and was working as a sex worker in Anchorage. So she was very, in some ways, naive. A lot of the girls that she worked with said she didn't really want to take her clothes off and things like that, which,
yeah. She was 17.
But yeah, and obviously I reckon had a pretty hard life before that sort of thing. And this was her way of trying to make another new life for herself in Anchorage. But according to her friends and to her, that Hansen had approached her and again said that, would you like to come and do a photo shoot and things? And she was really excited about this, that this was something that, because it meant she'd have to take her clothes off necessarily. So she was up for it. But he did, unfortunately, he pulled a gun and he kidnapped her. So he abducted her and he took her to his house where he had this room, this basement. And oh my God,
it's so creepy.
Photos of it. So as we said, he's a hunter and he's got up on the wall. And if you're into that, I guess that's what you're into. And he had up on the wall all these heads of
all the
various
trophies. Yeah,
animal trophies. Yeah, they are trophies, aren't they? Of all these animals that he's previously killed, I guess. And that's how they do that. I'm not really into that, but okay. But they were all over this room, and there was a pool table. It was like basically a man's den,
cave.
Man cave.
Yeah.
He brutally raped her in that downstairs basement.
Yeah.
He then tied her around her neck with a chain and tied that to a pole in the basement as well.
It was actually to an overhead beam. So the ceiling of the basement had exposed beams.
Yeah.
And he tied her around the neck, but also by her wrists.
Yes.
And it was actually her wrists that we used to tie her to this beam. And through the beam, there was a bolt and a hook. And he basically hooked her onto this bolt system, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is really important.
Yeah.
And then after he'd finished raping her, he decided to lie there and have a snooze on the couch.
Yeah.
In the basement, and he said to her, "Don't you dare wake me or I'll do that to you again."
Can I just say to you something that's really, really freaks me out? And I only read this in one place, so maybe it's not true. And I don't usually like to use things that are not mentioned more than I like things that are mentioned in more than one place. But I read this and kind of went, I can believe that. So when you have a stutter like he did, usually it flares up when you're under stress and is more. It's definitely heightened. When you're not, when you're in a calmer situation, like a lot of people sing who've got a stutter because it's very relaxing and calming for the throat, for the mouth and for the vocal cords and things, and people don't stutter when they sing. There was mention that when he was in these moments of an attack, that his stutter wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. I definitely read that.
Yeah. Okay. Find that.
This is the thing that also helped him in some ways because the police were like, well, a woman would mention a stutter because that's a potentially
obvious
defining thing, right?
Yeah.
It's something that would identify him. And so in the cases where they haven't said that the perpetrator of, you know, when they're trying to identify him had a stutter, they're like, oh, then it wouldn't have been Bob. Turns
Bob's got
out,
a clear stutter.
yeah,
Like, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out,
Yeah.
absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
So he's then woken up from his slumber. He has taken her down off the beam and put her in his car.
Yep.
She was wearing blue high heels at the time, and he drives her to the airstrip where his plane is kept. Now, he needed to do a few things in order to get the plane ready to fly. I think he needed to refuel. He needed to pop some bits and pieces into the plane. And I think he need to put another seat in or something?
I don't know. I remember just reading he had to load the cockpit.
Load the cockpit.
Whatever that
with
means.
whatever.
With whatever he needs to load it with, yeah.
So he has left her in the car. Now she is still bound by her wrists by this chain. And so he's been locking the door as he's coming and going from the car. At one point, Cindy notices that he didn't fully shut the door. And so she's like, this is literally my only opportunity. I've got to give it a go.
Yeah.
So she kicks off her blue high heels and leaves them in the front seat of the car, on the front passenger floor of the car.
Yep.
She escapes out of the driver's side, so she had to basically somehow shimmy herself over to the driver's side and kick the door open, and she just ran. She just ran as fast as she could.
Yep.
She got to, it was like State Road 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
And she came upon a truck driver who pulled over, could see that she was very clearly distressed. Her hands were still bound at this point. And she basically said to him, I've been raped. Like, I'm help me. Somebody, you've got to help me. Take me to the nearest motel.
Yeah.
And the truck driver's like, oh, okay, you sure you don't want me to take you to the police? And she's like, no, I need to go to such and such a motel.
My boyfriend or...
Yeah, I've got my boyfriend's there.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't her boyfriend. It was her pimp.
50 Cent in...
Fitty, yeah. Fitty.
Frozen Ground, sorry, the movie. Like, sorry.
Which isn't really true to events, but, you know, Fitty does play this character.
Yeah.
Now, when she gets there, the truck driver then continues on his truck route. And as soon as he gets to work, which I think wasn't that far away, he calls the police. And he's like, this is just what's happened. This is the person I've just picked up. This is all very weird.
Need to go check this out.
Yeah, the police immediately dispatch, I think they dispatched a couple of detectives initially to the motel where he dropped her off. And they interview her. Now, she basically said to them, you will find this evidence. I left my shoes in the front seat of his car when I was at his house.
She also notes that in the back seat of the car are a particular pair of blue runners as well.
Yep.
So she also so it wasn't just her belongings that were left behind. She could identify other things that she had seen very clearly.
She also remembered the tail number of the plane, which he had apparently printed on his plane in the smallest legally allowed font.
Right.
But she noticed it and remembered it.
Right.
Okay, so they then looked that up and it's registered to Robert Hansen.
Yep.
They go to his house, and now this was probably many, many hours later by the time they get to her house.
Yep.
Now, to his house. He has had time to go back to that house and reset it to 0. Mm-hmm. He knows they're going to be looking for where she was chained up.
So when she ran, we should say, like, he chased her for a brief bit, but then he just went, nah.
And then got in his car.
Yeah.
Piss bolted back home, knowing the police were coming to at least chat with him and probably search his house.
But still fairly confident in being able to talk his way out of this. You know, like
absolutely.
Kind of because previously he's been able to too.
Yep. So the police have a look around, and you know what? To their credit, they have a very good look around.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
What they find in the basement is they don't find a chain. They don't find any bolts. They do see that there's a mark in the wooden beam.
There's a hole like in the beam.
It's not a hole anymore.
No.
It's been filled in with wood filler because you know what?
He did that, did he?
Do you know what actually happened?
No.
He was firing gun. No, he was cleaning a gun, and he accidentally fired a gun, and it went through the beam.
Yes.
So he actually had to patch that up. That was he just patched that up recently.
But the room was exactly how
She described
it. So yeah, I mean,
but did they believe she'd actually been there of her own free will? Or did they think she'd been taken there?
Well,
this is the fucking
the
problem.
The clincher to it all, though, is that, Robert Hansen says, no, this isn't what, that's bullshit. You know, says that he had a bit of a run-in with her, but that was it. Because he was with some friends. Two of them. In particular, I'm going to name the son of a bitch because I hope it haunts him to this day. By the name of, oh my God, I'm going to find it and I'm going to say it. John Henning.
Yep.
John Henning, you suck. You're a fucking piece
Although
of shit.
he has come out later and said, I really regret this.
I fucking hope he does and forever does.
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, someone's life is gone because of him.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that was the only time either.
No, this is it. There's at least one that I will 100% say is on his head.
Yeah.
So apparently there was two, but one's named John Henning.
Yeah.
He said, I was with these guys. The police go to them. Now, these people were people that his wife had set up play dates with. They were not his good, close friends. They were not, hey, we've known each other for a million years.
I'll vouch for him even if I wasn't with him. I know he wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah,
No.
Barely knew the bloke.
Yeah.
Barely really knew him. Had actually made statements to people about how they found him awkward and weird.
Yep.
But when they were asked by the cops randomly, hey, were you with Robert Hansen on this date and that time? What did he fucking say?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good bloke.
Good bloke, him. Yep. Fuck me.
Fuck off.
What? There are not, look, maybe you and one other, I would lie to the police for. You know?
You probably shouldn't say that on a public podcast.
But what the fuck?
Yeah.
This infuriated me.
It's disgusting, especially because I think the police gave some context around why they were asking too.
Yeah.
So to me, that even makes it worse.
Exactly.
Like with no context, maybe you'd be like, oh fuck, is he cheating on his wife or something? Like he had a sex worker in his house or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'll vouch for him. But
even,
but I'm pretty pushing it, absolutely.
Yeah.
But fairly innocent, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But they actually said they were investigating murders. Oh, yeah, I was with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, not Johnny. Not Robert, sorry. Not Robert. He's a great bloke.
Yep.
Bullshit, Johnny. He ain't.
So the police did interview Hansen in relation to Cindy, right?
Yeah. But they believed him over Cindy.
They did.
Yeah.
And this is why I deep dived this one because I'm like, it's so fucking disgusting.
Oh, God, yeah.
So Hansen said that he'd offered Cindy $200. They had rough consensual sex. And then she upped the price to $300 and he wasn't going to pay. So she went to the police as revenge, saying all this stuff that he'd done as revenge because he owed her $100.
But you'll find a pattern in that. That's his, like, he'll find a way to blame the victim every fucking time.
Yeah. Because Cindy was a sex worker and was only 17 years of age, the police put no credibility in her statement.
Nope.
So this is fucking unbelievable to me. I'm talking now about the search and what they found, right?
Yep.
In his house, they found an aviation map with all these X's all over it. Okay?
Which
Red
didn't mean
X's.
much to them at
No,
first.
it didn't.
At first it didn't?
No. They found weapons, which, okay, that correlates with his hunting passion.
However,
they found jewellery that was later then linked to victims. So at the time, again, the police didn't know who this jewellery necessarily belonged to. They knew it didn't belong to his wife.
no.
They still didn't question him any further or detain him and ask him about these things.
Well, so they did bring him in for
They
questioning.
brought him in, yep, but they didn't detain him.
Well, at this point, so when they had him in for interview, well, they brought him in purely for interview so they could go and check the house at this point. So they did get to a point where they were like, actually, I think he might be the bloke, the guy we need to look at. So what they did is they set up their interview room to look like they had heavily investigated him when in fact they hadn't
Had
really
only
done
just
much.
started,
You know?
yeah.
But they made it look like they'd been watching him for a long time. They had up, on their whiteboard, like connect the dots kind of shit.
Yeah, they had like those
strings,
lines.
like we'll make up some shit, connecting
Like what you
people.
see on like CSI or something.
Heap of stuff like strewn across the table, like of photos of, people that they, women that had been reported missing or, that they'd found dead. And just, sort of they set the scene with him to sort of keep him busy so that they could go and look at his house without him there. But at the same time, because they really didn't think they were going to find anything. They were basically convinced that, oh, no, I don't think we'll find much, but we want him out of the house so they can look at it cleanly. They did take with them, they convinced Maxwell Farrell to go with them because she, in her own time, had been investigating this far more thoroughly than any of the other detectives because she was convinced that there was a serial killer. So what she had been doing was she actually created a spreadsheet of all the women who had been documented as missing and spoken to family, all those sorts of things. She had actually done the hard work of going, people have found that person. That girl did end up back in her hometown. Oh no, this one, no, we haven't seen her. We don't know. Oh, any tattoos, any and jewelry that they wore, any things that we could identify them with, or potentially if there is a serial killer. She even had the forethought to think if there's a serial killers I know take trophies. And jewelry is something that they quite often do keep from these things. So if I take an inventory of items like that, maybe I'll be able to connect the dots if we find another body or if we find somebody who has these bits of jewelry.
Amazing boots to the ground.
She was
police work.
all
She's
over
incredible.
it. So they took her with them to this search so that when they did find in the attic, hidden in the insulation it was found, were these containers with jewelry in them. They showed them to Maxwell and she was able to, with no shadow of a doubt, go, I know who that belongs to and I know who that belongs to. They're all these women that we've been looking for. They belong to all these women. It was unbelievable. But they wouldn't listen to Maxwell prior to this.
And they wouldn't listen to Cindy until Maxwell's then... I mean, the evidence was pretty damning. But Cindy was able to accurately describe the aeroplane, his house, the basement, the weapons he had. These are things that she couldn't have invented. She couldn't have left her shoes there, I don't know, like planted her shoes in his car. Like things that they initially dismissed. Yeah. It was becoming more and more evident that they shouldn't have done that. And that the mindset of the remainder of the police department really started shifting at that point.
They all got on board at this point. Yeah. At this point, they realised, holy shit, this guy is not the good guy that he's tried to put forward. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, and then, as you say, then there was the map that they found with all the asterisks on it. There was 21 asterisks on this flight map. And when they were looking at them to sort of go, what's the relevance of this map here? What's going on? They started asking some other detectives who had looked into the bodies that had been found, where did you find that Eklutna Annie's body, And they'd come over to the map and kind of go, it was around about, where that asterisk is. Oh, on Joe Blow, you were working on that case. Come over here and have a look at this map. Can you tell us whereabouts did you find that body? Actually exactly where you've already got it marked on the map. Like it's that asterisk right there. That's where we found the body. Oh, crap. Could all these asterisks be bodies?
Fucking hell.
There's a lot more than we thought there was.
One of the really serious challenges to this, though, was the fact that, the map was actually quite zoomed out. So each X or asterisk actually represented like a 10-mile radius.
I'll put the map up. I've got photos of the map.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on our socials so people can see. Cool. And even when you do zoom in and look at it yourself,
like, oh, that's a really massive
you can
area.
tell by how things are located that you can see that it's still a general vibe of it's somewhere here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So what that meant though was that they couldn't really use that map to go to these places and go, oh, the body's going to be exactly here.
No.
They needed more information.
No. But so a little bit more of evidence that came back to them too was a bit more ballistics evidence. So once they managed to get, so the guns that were found also in the insulation in the attic, one of them was matched to a Ruger Mini 14 rifle, which doesn't mean much to me. However, that there were, what do you call them?
Shell casings.
Shell casings that were found with bodies that they already had that matched that exact rifle.
Yeah, so it's like he had it was these .233 or .223 caliber bullets that apparently hunters use. It's a common hunting bullet.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were a match for that particular gun that they found that he'd hidden.
Yeah.
The rest of his guns weren't hidden.
No, he had a lot of guns. There was something in that man cave. There were loads of guns in that room, but these ones were hidden in the insulation, and that one of them matched the casings of this body, or two of the bodies, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe even
actually it might have. Oh no, I think it was two. Sorry, actually, it was two.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, with this sort of evidence that they went in with, we've got you on these things. Fortunately, I think he confessed to a number of these murders.
Mm-hmm.
So he was officially arrested in October 27th, 83. And then by the time we get to February 22nd of 1984, they get a full recorded confession from him of these murders. He does not confess to 21 that they've got asterisks for on these maps. He confesses to 17.
17, yeah.
Murders.
Of women ranging in age from 16 years to 41 years of age. The police suspect that he did kill the 21 women. Why he didn't admit to all of them, we don't really know. But then how do you get in the mind of a psychopath?
I actually think that what he was confessing to was that he'd literally sit with the map and point, and he knew details of, this one, this happened with that. And he'd go into it. Whereas I think, he didn't remember certain ones of them. I think other maps, other marks, he might kind of go, oh, no, don't really remember that so much. You know what I mean? I think it was more than him saying, I don't know, not saying that he didn't do them, but he's like, I don't remember that one, so I'm leaving it. I'm just not going to touch that one.
Due to the way, I mean, we'll get into a little bit more about each of the victims in a minute, but due to the way that they were found, how long it was after they were murdered that they were found, it was really difficult for police to gather evidence. And so when they charged him, so of the 17 that he sort of confessed to, they actually only ended up charging him with, or going to court in pursuit of, what's the word?
4 that they charged him with.
Yeah, of 4. So
and the sexual assault of and rape, of
Cindy
Paulson
and the abduction of her. So
they found a total of 7 bodies, but the way that went about was when he confessed, what they did next was they put him in a helicopter and took him up over this area for him to be able to point to, so they could go and find some of these bodies. And the police officers that have been interviewed about this are just, it's unbelievable. They said that he was like a kid in a candy store. He found this to be the most exciting day of his life. He was so giddy to explain to them.
They actually used that word, didn't they?
A number of times.
Yep.
They said that the helicopter would land and he would literally fly out of that helicopter to giddily show them, oh, it's over this way, over here.
I've actually just got goosebumps you saying that.
It's just awful how he's like showing off his work to these men. Like, it was really, they were all really taken aback by how his demeanor changed in this time where he was able to, I guess, openly and freely speak about what he had done. Oh, it's gross.
It's so gross. It's so gross.
But through that, they were able then to excavate areas where he sort of was identifying that these bodies would be. And through that, they were able to find a total of 7 bodies. But that meant that there's another 10 that he was admitting to killing, but they weren't able to find the bodies of, which is just horrendous.
Oh, it's absolutely horrible. I'll just quickly run through the remainder of the victims. Do you think? Yep.
Yep.
So the next one. I'm sort of going by when they sort of disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I've got them as well.
So we've then got Megan Siobhan Emmerich, who was age 17. She vanished on the 7th of July 1973 in Seward, which is one of the one of the little towns in Anchorage.
So she's only a suspected victim of his too. There's actually there's witness statements that have linked her to Hansen, but he never admitted to her being one of his victims.
She was at a boarding school and she was last seen in the laundry room of the school. Mm-hmm. She has not been seen or heard from since the last person saw her in there.
Yeah.
She left behind all of her personal items, her identification, her wallet, everything's been left behind.
Yeah.
Her roommate ended up contacting the police after looking for her for 2 or 3 days. So they thought maybe she'd, I don't know, gone off and met someone or, something like that. But after she hadn't come home, they contacted the police. Hansen has denied any involvement, as you said, to this one. Even he did admit to being in Seward on the day of her disappearance.
Yep. And then witnesses seen him with her.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really get it. Yeah.
Similar to that was Mary Kathleen Thill. She was 22. She disappeared on July 5th, 1975. They believe there was an X marked on the map that linked to her. But again, Hansen never admitted to killing her. But it's very much strongly believed that she was one of his victims.
Mm-hmm. The next one is Joanna Messina. She was aged 24 and she was out for dinner with Hansen on the 19th of May 1980.
Yeah.
Now, I think she was one of the ones who he sort of was talking to about taking photos and, making her into some kind of glamour model. Hansen says that before Messina offered him sex in exchange for cash, things were going really, really well on this, date. Okay. Apparently Hansen refused to pay for the sex and then refused to release her, so he drove her and she was with a dog, like she had a dog at the time. She was the one that had a dog. And he drove her to this place near the Snow River. He struck her with a revolver, with this .22 caliber revolver. He shot her twice and he shot her dog
once.
And
her dog too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He dumped her body in a gravel pit.
So her body was found not too far from where Eklutna Annie was found as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was about 3 months or so before her body was found.
He was quoted as saying that he killed her because she did not develop genuine feelings for him.
Oh my God.
That's why he shot her.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's always their fault. It's not his fault.
It's 100% her fault that she didn't develop feelings for him.
Yeah.
That's on her.
Yeah.
And her dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dogs are the best judge of character.
Well, yes. Next, we had Sherry Morrow. Now, her body was found in September of 1982. However, she disappeared on the 17th of November in 1981. She was a topless dancer. She went by the name of Georgia at one of the local bars on 4th Avenue in Anchorage. And she was found in a shallow grave. She was actually found by some police, off-duty police officers, her body.
Who were hunting along the river.
Yeah, she was found blindfolded, shot 3 times with a Ruger Mini 14, which is what was found in the attic. Mm-hmm. And she'd been redressed after being murdered.
Yeah. So the police officers who found her, I found this quite fascinating, their retelling of it.
Yeah.
So they were hunting along the Kinnick River, which is one of these remote places that it's inaccessible by vehicle even. And so they were away for the weekend hunting. They've come across her body. They've had to leave her body there to go back to their camp, to then decamp and go back to somewhere where they could actually get enough or find a phone because, there were no mobile phones back then, but get to a phone to then obviously get proceedings in place to actually
get someone out there to
actually find her body, process the crime scene and all of that.
Yeah.
And one of the police police officers in particular said that he found that so difficult to leave her.
Yeah.
He's like, she's just been found and we had no choice. Like they obviously didn't have any choice, and it's not like she could be saved. But I thought it really touched me that he was so it really hurt him to have to leave her, and after she'd already been dumped the way she had.
Yeah. One of the few good men in this.
Yeah. There were a few others from 1980. So we had Roxanne Eastland, who was aged 24, vanished on the 28th of June in 1980. She'd been residing at the Budget Motel in Anchorage with her boyfriend for 2 weeks, and she was meant to meet, according to her boyfriend, was meant to meet an unnamed man in downtown Anchorage.
Yeah.
She was not seen or heard from after that meeting.
And her body's never been found, unfortunately.
He did admit to killing her. Hansen did admit to killing her, but did not.
They haven't been able to
couldn't
find
locate her body.
No.
Lisa Futrell was 41. She met Hansen at the nightclub where she worked, and then he kidnapped her on the 6th of September in 1980. When she didn't come in to work the next day on the 7th of September for her shift, her 2 younger housemates reported her missing to the police, and this was in 1984. And this was one of the ones that Maxwell was like, see, there is something going on here.
Yeah.
They found her body, in 1984 they found her body.
Yeah, she disappeared in 1980.
Yeah, but found her body in 1984, and it was along the Knick Bridge. So we've got a lot in that area coming up. Yeah,
so there's we had the couple of bodies found prior to him confessing.
Yeah.
And then through May and April in 1984, that's where they've gone out and actually found these bodies. So we've got that extra 7 that are found after his confession. So in that April we've again got Malay Larson, who was reported missing in July of 1981, and she was found near a parking area of the old Knick Bridge. Just awful. And as well, Sue Luna, she was found again in April of 1984, reported missing in 1982 in May. She was also found near the Knick River. Hansen confessed to taking her to the river and stripping her and hunting her.
Yeah, so what he would do is he would strip them, take them out into the wilderness.
Fly them out there,
strip them naked, go run for your life. He'd give them a minute or two, and then he would track them and hunt them. And so I think she was shot. Yep, she was shot 3 times in the back, I think.
Yeah,
and just absolutely horrific.
Oh,
absolutely
God.
Horrific.
Just gross. I mean, what a sack of shit.
Such a fucking sack of shit.
Oh. Tamira or Tammy Peterson, was also found in April of 1984, and she went missing in August of 82. Her body was found near the Knick River. She was abducted and murdered with a 7mm Thompson contender, which again he had hunted her down as well.
That was the other gun I think that they found in the attic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or in the in the insulation space.
In the insulation space, yeah. Yeah. We also have Angela Lynn Fedden, who was found in the April of 84 and disappeared in Feb of 83. She's probably one of the lucky ones in that she was found a little bit sooner after being gone missing.
Yeah, that's very true.
But still not nice at all. Delynn Renee Frey, who went by the name of Sugar. She was a waitress and dancer, and she was from Hawaii. She was found in August of 85. Now, she was also known as by another name for a very long time. No, sorry, I've got the wrong one, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got the wrong one. Sorry.
She was actually...
No, she was found in 1985, sorry.
Yep, so she was actually Jane Doe. Originally. So she was the one who they couldn't identify, and she was the one that Maxwell identified because of her jewellery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's right.
She's the one who put it together.
Absolutely.
And so it was after she was buried. So, Maxwell was just so fucking on the case.
Yeah.
That she was able, with family, with people who knew her, to identify her through her jewellery.
Yeah, she was identified in 1990, actually. Yeah.
It was a long time after.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Teresa Watson, who was 22, was found in the April of 84. She disappeared in the March of 83. Her body was discovered near Scenic Lake, so he had kind of changed a bit of his MO and moved to a different area for the bodies because he found the other area was becoming too bit crowded with people coming in hunting and stuff, so he moved areas. Paula Goulding, who I'll go into more a little bit later, she that was awful. She disappeared in the April of 83, and her body was found in September of 83. So again, at least found sooner. But she was only 17. Another one who was so young.
So young.
The next one is she was originally known as Horseshoe Harriet. Again, another one who had not been identified. She was only identified in 2021 using DNA.
Yeah, genetic genealogy.
Agglutinin Annie could still be identified using these same techniques that they've been able to identify Horseshoe Harriet. So they literally had no knowledge of who she was. They did try very, very, very hard for a very long time. So it was really amazing when only recently they actually exhumed her body in 2016 to get the DNA to be able to do this. And then, they've identified her as Robin Pelkey. She was 19. She was found in the April of 84, but went missing in July 83. So, I mean,
so the reason they nicknamed her Horseshoe Harriet is because her body was found close to Horseshoe Lake.
Yeah. It's just
so sad.
So shit. But I'm so glad they've been able to identify her and her family have been able to know what happened to her because they were looking for her. It just never got connected. That body was hers until 2021. I mean, it's a long time later, isn't it?
It's a long time later, and you think, I'm sure some really key people in her life probably passed in that time, not knowing what had happened to her. So
absolutely,
our thoughts go out to them. Like that's horrific. That's horrible.
For
absolutely
sure.
Awful.
But Paula, we had there's a couple of people who obviously escaped him.
Yeah,
Paula Goulding is another one who tragically didn't manage to in the end. He did kill her, but she was so close to getting away. Again, though, I have to question this bit. What happened with her was that she was abducted by Robert, and as he took her out, he flew her out to this very secluded area, and this other plane flew over, and he could see that obviously whoever was in this plane could see that what was going on between these two was not kosher. And started flying in a particular way, acknowledging like,
I see you.
I see you.
So apparently there's like this wing dip
thing
that you do, and it's like almost like a hello, I see you. I'm acknowledging that I've seen you and I know you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was kind of trying to wave down. Oh my God, help me.
Yeah.
Which Robert Hansen then, grabbed her, shoved her into a meat shed. They have these meat sheds up in these hidden places where they can, if they kill something, they can store them, go out and hunt more, these sorts of things. He threw her into this meat shed, yelling at her, telling her like, if he happens to land, I am going to have to kill him. And if you realise that if I kill him, I'm going to have to kill you.
And that's on you.
And that'll be on you, yeah. So he does this. Eventually the plane disappears and goes. And clearly this guy, did he not report that? I don't know. Like
I actually, so I don't think he did.
No, because until Robert Hansen, we get all this information.
Yeah, I don't think he came to the police until this all came out.
Oh, wow.
Which is revolting in and of itself. We've said it before. If you see something, say something. You don't have to say something to the person. Go to the fucking police.
Go to the police.
Go to the police.
Oh,
please.
Wow. Anyway, the pilot he flies off. And that's that. So Hansen then he gets her out of this meat shed. And she is just beyond frightened. As you would be.
Oh.
She realises entirely what is about to happen to her. I have no doubt in my mind that she realised at that point that he was going to kill her. And so this is a quote from his interview about her. And this is where you get that narcissistic trait of him being able to blame the victim every time.
Yeah.
So he says, she slapped at me and she started running, She started running. The river's out this way. And she started running this way. I caught up to her and I got her stopped. I said, now look, it's over. There's no real problem. The guy's gone. It's all cool now, But she had got hysterical and I couldn't get her calmed down. So just, the more I tried to talk to her, maybe it was because I was getting excited. But she just got more and more hysterical, and she broke away from me again and started to run, I just reached back, the rifle, they're laying there, and I leaned up against the building. I reached back. I took a couple of steps back and grabbed that. I ran and I caught her again. And I said, now look, I said, don't make a bad thing worse. Don't stop it. It's okay. Bang. Then it just went things just completely went bad again. His completely bad means murder. So throughout his confessions, he never, ever said, I killed her, I murdered her, or any of that. He used the terminology, things went completely bad. Mm-hmm. He never used language.
Which is really interesting, isn't it?
Well, because that makes him not the victim. It's completely bad because of what they did. Something happened. Something bad happened.
That's right.
Because
it
of them.
Completely removes the onus.
Him.
I didn't murder them. I didn't commit the act of murder. It was their fault that I had to act the way I did and retaliate. That happened. This situation happened because they didn't do what I asked them to do. They didn't have sex with me willingly.
Yeah. The other thing he said in this same interview was, maybe I just shouldn't have called it a meat shed. Then she wouldn't have got so upset.
Oh, my fucking Lord.
Maybe you shouldn't have tied her up and kidnapped her and taken her in a plane out into the wilderness
and raped
and
her.
Brought your gun with you.
Yep.
And there's so many things
How
here,
about
mate, that maybe made her scared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just had to read that because I just felt like when I was reading on the transcripts that stood out to me as like this piece of shit. Yeah. He had a way of manipulating everything being not his fault.
Yep.
To the end, to the point of confession. His confessions weren't even true confessions. Because it wasn't his fault.
No, it was never his fault. Actually, I've got a quote about that. I might actually bring it up now.
Yeah.
So he blamed his tortured adolescence.
Oh, see, go back to part one about that.
So one of the things that he says in his interview, because the police why did you do this?
Yeah.
So he goes, going back in my life, I was, I guess you might call, very frustrated. I would see my friends and so forth going on dates and so forth, and had a tremendous desire to do the same thing. From the scars and so forth, you can probably see. I could see why girls wouldn't want to get close to me. During my high school days, I could not control my speech at all. I was always so embarrassed and upset with it from people making fun of me that I hated the word school. That's why he killed women? Sorry. We asked you why you killed women.
You've ended people's lives.
Yep.
Multiple. Many.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, it's just awful.
Anyway, so, yeah, I think the reason that he pled guilty to the 4 was because they had the shell casings.
Well, at the time, they had their bodies.
They had their bodies.
These were the 4 bodies they had.
And they had the shell casings to match. So it was unequivocal that they had a link between him and them. It wasn't just his confession. They had solid evidence as well.
Right. So at the end of the confession in February, they were unequivocally able to link him to the 4 bodies that they had.
Yeah.
So that's where he got charged with those 4. Then it wasn't until April, May that they found the additional bodies. So he wasn't then charged further with them, because they'd already started proceedings with the 4. Yep. They could have gone back, I guess, and charged him, but we'll get to, there's really kind of no point.
There's kind of no point. I mean, I see why there's point, but I also see why they didn't, because I think things were going pretty well for the prosecution. Yeah,
they got what they needed.
Yeah,
for sure. So he was charged with the murder and convicted ultimately of the murder of Sherry Morrow, Paula Goulding, Klutner Annie and Joanna Messina. He was also charged and convicted of the kidnapping and rape of Cindy Paulson.
Yeah.
So for all those 5 accounts there, he received a prison sentence of 461 years plus 1 life.
I love that. Yeah.
I'm guessing the life sentence was for Cindy, maybe, and then the rest, the 461 years, was for the others.
I haven't seen how they broke it down.
No, I haven't either. Now I think about it, but yeah, 461 years plus a life.
Yeah.
So no chance of parole. Absolutely, No chance that he was getting out of jail.
100% the right call.
Oh, totally. I mean, yeah. So it was a plea deal. He pled guilty. He did not, there was no trial as such, really. It wasn't a lengthy trial. It was, I think that might have been like a couple of days in court sort of stuff.
It was, but I think that was all around the sentencing.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, so he was permanently incarcerated for his actions in this, no question. But yeah, so then after that was done, I think pretty much because he was pleading guilty to those 4 and they got that, they took it to court very immediately. So the sentencing was actually in February as well, in February 27th, 1984. So it wasn't until after all that they did find the other bodies. So as we say, I don't think they needed to go back.
No, I mean, he was already in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And then
some. Yeah.
So it wasn't actually until this point, though, that his wife divorced him.
Yes.
So it wasn't until after he was
convicted.
sentenced that she divorced him, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
But then it's not like they were together through all of this, like once he was arrested and, obviously that ended the relationship. I don't understand it.
I really feel for his kids and his wife for that because, I mean, to a point where I believe Darla knew he was having sex with sex workers. I very much know that.
Okay.
She was aware that was happening. She was not aware that he was murdering people.
No, I no way think that was true.
But I believe that she knew the marriage wasn't great and that he was doing that. But I think her religion came into play, in terms of the kids and them having a father and just the time, that's in the 80s.
I think there's a lot of
stuck to your marriage,
stuff there.
All that stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, she stuck around.
When Hansen was arrested, though, the kids, I mean, obviously this was in the news everywhere.
And they weren't little at this point.
No, they were, I think, secondary school age.
Like 12, somewhere around that age. Yeah.
So they ended up moving from Alaska because the kids were apparently being bullied relentlessly or, picked on about it relentlessly.
Well, they had a loving relationship with their dad.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't the butcher baker at home.
No, he was
I get
Bob.
that. It's really hard for them to comprehend. Not to say, he's such a good bloke. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that he had a double life. And so their perspective of him was dad.
Yeah.
He was dad. He did all those things we talked about of like in community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel for them trying to then get their heads around this other life he had.
Yeah. Dullah moved them to Arkansas pretty much at the same time. Yeah. And so they ended up living, out the rest of their time there. But so Hansen died on the 21st of August in 2014. He was aged 75. He just died of natural causes.
Shame.
It wasn't, I don't even know if it was painful.
Oh, should have been.
Should have been.
Deserves to rot in hell. What a piece of shit.
Yeah. Can't even.
But I mean, just to bring it back to like Cindy Paulson, she was incredible. She escaped. She stuck to her story. She was gutsy as hell to be able to come forward. And I mean, these cops didn't believe her, but she did stick to her story. She gave everything she could.
Yeah, I read an interview with one of the police officers who interviewed her, and he said at the time, so this was one of the cops who I'm assuming wasn't believing of her story.
Yeah.
But I think he turned a corner when they used all of their tactics on her. You know, they make her tell the story inside out and back to front and front ways and back ways. And they were trying to trip her up and figure out why she was lying. You know, they obviously assumed she was lying and they were trying to really catch her out. And he said, there was not one detail that she changed.
No.
Across her multiple tellings of this story, telling it backwards and frontwards and asking random questions and all that. And he said he found her after they'd done that. He said, I actually found her an incredibly reliable witness. But why the fuck wasn't she believed straight away?
Why wasn't Maxwell Farrell believed when she was, speaking about this?
I think a lot of it says about the time.
Yep.
The misogyny that was, absolutely rife in the police force.
Yeah. Because the real tragedy in this is what I was alluding to earlier too, of that fuckwit, I'll say his name again, John Henning, Now,
Let's just call him Fuckwit John.
Futwick John, let's do that. Horseshoe Harriet, who later was identified as Robin Pelkey, she went missing on July 19th, 1983.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy Paulson was abducted on June 13th, 1983.
Yeah.
So her death is on John.
Definitely.
Because he had that day when he was asked by those police officers, were you with him? They may have moved on this quicker. They may, if he had been honest and said, no, I wasn't with him. Why is he saying that? No, that guy's weird. They've actually spoken honestly. The cops may have actually pulled him in and taken this seriously.
And taken
the
Cindy
minute Cindy
seriously.
said it.
Yes.
And therefore, Robin Pelkey could still be here. Or should be pushing by now, but yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's on the police. That murder's on the police
it's on the
as well.
police as well, 100%. But John Henning's fucked up.
Oh, totally.
A big time.
As I said, I'm pretty sure he did come out after the fact and express his regret in doing that. But
Not enough.
I mean,
nope, not enough.
No.
Don't accept your apology.
No.
Neither should Robin Pelkey's family.
I'm sure they don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No way. No. Do not. I mean, God, seriously, what? I just can't get my head around what would make someone do that.
I know.
I really don't.
I don't know.
Oh,
especially,
makes me
as you
angry.
said, especially given their relationship or kind of lack thereof.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't besties. They weren't like, long lost bros.
As much as I say, like, to you that I would bury a body for you, like, I mean that metaphorically.
Yeah. I know that.
You say this stuff, but there's
Yeah.
no way when it comes to the crunch. I mean,
never.
Seriously?
No.
That's someone's life.
Yeah.
You have literally fucked over. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go to hell. So Cindy Paulson is an absolute hero.
Legend.
She's incredible. So because
Maxwell,
she
legend.
survived, the killing stopped.
Yep.
It was because of her, not these other men who fucked up. Between Maxwell Farrell and Cindy Paulson.
Yeah. They are the heroes of this story.
Yeah.
They really are.
And
also the other women who tried to escape.
Well, absolutely.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry things ended the way they did for them.
I don't know if we actually mentioned, so Susan Heppard, she escaped as well.
Yeah.
And Patricia Roberts, I'm sure we did touch on them.
them. Yeah.
Oh God, there's so many.
I know.
Which is
I know.
insane, just
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And there are others that they do believe could potentially be linked to him, but they have he hasn't confessed to, and he hasn't, because
he's dead now, but yeah.
And that's not going to happen.
No.
But yeah. Oh, this was huge, and getting into it.
Huge.
I'd heard of the Butcher Baker, all those sorts of things, but really deep diving into
Same.
it all. God, I've been angry this last week doing my research.
I know, same. I just found in particular the way, I think because Cindy had direct dealings with the police, I found that such a frustrating and horrible situation.
Yeah.
And then the fact that it's like almost when the other sex workers were reported missing, and the police didn't really do anything because they were sex workers.
Yeah.
I just think that's horrible. It's awful.
Everyone deserves to be looked for no matter what they do for a job.
No matter what, exactly.
If you want to judge someone in that, judge the men who are going to them and utilising their services. They only have those jobs because people are going to pay them to do it. And so, good on them. They're making a living.
And they were making good money, I think.
Yeah.
Given the population.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Because a lot of these men, like the ones who moved to Anchorage to work on this pipeline, they didn't have a lot of other things to spend their money on or spend their time doing, I don't think.
These women, would have, to be honest, I mean, a lot of the time what these women do isn't sex work. A lot of the time it's therapy. Let's be really honest. They would listen to these guys where no one else would listen to them.
Yeah.
Like they're away from their family and they're lonely. And so they take the services of someone who's going to spend some time with them, whether they're paying them or not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Now, as you said, I think at the start of last episode, we could not potentially touch on absolutely everything there is. Actually, one thing I did want to just say it was the FBI profiling. That was the other thing that we didn't really bring up. I mean, there's actually so many things we didn't bring up, but it was just, this was in the early days of criminal profiling, and I think it really set the tone maybe going forward, especially in the United States for sure.
Yeah.
And how much emphasis and onus they put on a criminal profile when they were looking for suspects, because the FBI fucking nailed
They nailed it with
They
this one.
absolutely
Yeah.
nailed it. So John Douglas, who was the Mindhunter,
Yes.
actually worked on this case, and he predicted that the killer probably stuttered and had a very low self-esteem due to his physical appearance.
Yes. I mean, it's just, I don't know how they
How do you know that? I don't. I mean,
But
obviously,
that's
we're never going to find
amazing.
out their techniques and how they
No.
know. But I just thought that was really, really fascinating.
Yeah.
And they fucking got him to a T.
Wow. I want to know what makes him know that he would have a stutter.
I would love to know that.
Yeah.
But
But
they
they
won't
can't
give away
let
their
secrets. No. Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, it's really led the way in terms of where they're at now. And
Yep.
clearly they'd already honed a number of their skills at
Oh,
this point
obviously.
in time. So
Yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Now, next week, we're changing tune a little bit.
Yes.
We are going to be discussing the Lynn family murders. Incredibly fascinating
Yeah,
case.
that's a good one.
Yeah, this is a good one. And yeah, we really look forward to having you join us all there. Don't forget to pretty please, if you listen to us and you like us and you listen every week, go ahead and click on that subscribe button or the follow button in your
Is it
podcasting app.
Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen?
We
hit that
know
button.
we know from our stats we have so many people who listen every week, but we don't have the followers to match that.
Yeah.
If you guys can do that for us, oh my God, it
Yeah.
will go a massive way into getting our podcast out to other people.
It
so if
really
you can
helps with
spare
us.
2 seconds to hit that button,
Yeah.
we would really appreciate it.
Helps us hitting those charts, which gets us out further. So, yeah, please just hit that button. It takes 2 seconds. Whack it in there. And don't forget, come and join us over at Patreon and join in our giveaway for merch pack. So, yep, we'll see you at patreon.com/Two Crime Besties.
You nailed it.
Yay. Check out our new website. Also,
Yes.
twocrimebesties.com.
Yep.
It's phenomenal. Check it out.
All right.
Stay curious, Crime Besties.
Bye.